So why did I move here to South Africa? That's the $1 million question. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna go and be able to name all of them. But here's a few. But first, let me quickly rewind the story back to where it all started. 2016, I was here on vacation. I decided that I'm gonna go to army because it's compulsory in Switzerland. And so it is in Italy. And I have double citizenship in both countries. So for me, I first wanted to go to the army, and then I decided, oh no, there's no reason for me to go there, so let me bounce. Because I either way always wanted to travel and wanted to see different places. I was just in South Africa, had a great time, and I thought, well, why not? Let me experience this country. Outside of being a tourist, of course. Little did I know that a lot of other things were going to happen and they are not going to work out the way I did think in the first time. But anyway, fast forward, I'm looking for jobs, sending out a bunch of CVs, everything. Eventually I find an opportunity. I did go to London first, so there was a company that recruited people in London to then eventually put them through to South Africa, or basically transfer them to South Africa. Same company. Now, what happened was I then came to South Africa and I quit my job, and there's another whole other video about that if you want to watch it. Here are some of the things that I personally felt like I really enjoyed about South Africa. Number one, I've always wanted to learn how to surf, and I had that opportunity to do that here. In Switzerland, we don't got waves. I think now there's a wave pool, but anyway, you get what I mean. The other thing was the type of freedom people were having in the sense of living. What I mean by that is Switzerland is extremely nice, it's extremely safe, it is extremely wealthy, and all of those beautiful things that I don't really care about. And the thing is that I was living in a country where I always felt like controlled, doing always something wrong, and it is always being watched. It's just not nice, especially not for me, a person that is a free soul and wants to do what the heck I want to do without being judged, without being anything. Plus, I wanted to travel, I wanted to see a different world, and I thought only that I'm gonna be staying here for like 3 years or so, max. Well, 7.5 years later, I'm still here. Anyway, I also always wanted to live by the beach, and I couldn't really do that in Italy. Plus, I always loved speaking English. I don't know what it was. I learned English by watching motivational videos. That was my main vocabulary. I did learn a little bit in school, but that's very basic stuff. Another thing was the friendliness of people in South Africa in general. Just the first approach of people being, hey, how are you? Although not everybody means it, it is warm and welcoming compared to being in Switzerland where everybody is like, just doing the job and working their 9 to 5 and enjoying the 5 weeks of holiday and all of that stuff. And that's one thing I started to appreciate in life in general was I heard people, after staying here for some years, heard people in Switzerland complaining about some like really bullshit stuff, like really stuff that is like, dude, you can be so grateful to have those kinds of problems, And I only learned that when I went through a rough patch of a couple of years in South Africa. That's when I really started to become grateful for where I am and the experiences that I've had, all the ugly experiences, all the terrifying experiences, all of it. Another thing is just the type of lifestyle that one can live. A lot of people ask me from outside of South Africa is like, how is South Africa? And I always tell them two things. Or you can have two experiences, rather. You can have a nice one and you can have an ugly one. Unfortunately, it is not nice if you do not have money. Now, in Europe, especially in Switzerland, if you do not have a job, you can collect your grant money like you can here, just that it is not 350 Rand. It is enough to cover your rent, your food, and any other basic, easy expenses, so you can live like the most people with a normal job live here in South Africa, which is something that is totally different. Yet I've recently heard that a lot of Swiss people are lazy to do that, to collect that check. But anyway, so yes, those benefits are nice, but medical aid, you need it to get a job. If you don't have medical aid, guess what? You're not gonna get a job, which I think is quite crazy. And there's a bunch of other rules, like you're not allowed to make noise on a Sunday. You can get arrested for that, which is crazy. And obviously there's so many other reasons why I wouldn't like it to live there, to be honest. However, this is not for everyone. I mean, some people, they just enjoy living there, collecting their paycheck, and being able to go on the 5 weeks of vacation, which is great. And that's why I love when people be like, oh, we only have so much vacation. Inflation. Especially if you're that side. Like, yes, I get it. You got it. But you don't have it as bad. One of the most important things, and I don't know why it took me so long to say this, why I enjoy South Africa so much, it's the different cultures. You have so many languages, so many cultures, and when within each culture, families do things different in each culture. You have many religious beliefs, you have many different people, you have such a big story and history where I feel like I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and it feels like there's constantly unraveling, like it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I just generally enjoy learning about that, but I enjoy learning it from people, not necessarily through a book, because I don't enjoy reading those books. And yes, I am aware on how blessed and privileged I am to live here and to live the way I live. I've learned that by not having that here. Another thing that I started appreciating is how much the country has and how diverse it is, from living in Cape Town to living in PE to living in Johannesburg to living in Durban. I've lived in all those provinces, although in Johannesburg I've only usually been there for business, but in all the other cities that I mentioned, I've lived there and I've seen different other places besides those, and it is just so beautiful to see everything and how different the people are, you know. One of the other reasons was I wanted to start my business here as well. I decided, okay, cool, I don't want to go to the army, I do want to travel, might as well start a business and do it while I'm young, while I have time. And I failed. Not failed. I just didn't make it to the point that I think I made it, until I lost passion. Then I started another one and another one and another one, and we're still at it, while still working a normal job. But this is another thing that I appreciated, was the different types of opportunities one can get and can achieve by networking. In Switzerland, it is extremely hard to make, number one, friends, number two, connections, number three, doing business. It's not as easy as most people think it is. If you're happy working in a job and retiring through it, go there. Go to Switzerland, live your best life, go on vacation and everything. That's the life for you, not for me. I think there's so many more, but I'm also out of time here. So thanks so much for watching until the end, if you did. And that's it. If you have any questions, drop them below and I'll try to answer as many as I can.